What's going on, everybody? My name is Munya, and welcome to my new channel, Cigars and Sips, for those who appreciate the burn. This space is dedicated to anyone who appreciates a good cigar, a good drink, good company, and good conversations. I don't know about you, but I know that's what I like, and I do that every time I get the opportunity to. Grab a glass, cut the cigar, and let's get to it. Okay, so since this is the first episode, let's start from the beginning, the origins of cigars. Cigars date back to the Tiano people in the Caribbean, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and parts of Central America. So the word cigar comes from the Mayan people. They called it cigar, which means smoke and roll tobacco. It was used for spiritual ceremonies, medicinal purposes, and rituals. The story goes when Columbus and his crew visited the Caribbean in 1492 and they saw people smoking rolled tobacco, right? They took that with them back to Europe and it spread all over the world to cigar smoking as we know it today. I mean, me personally, I started smoking cigars in my early 30s. I mean, I was influenced by the movies, Scarface, The Godfather, and all these movies that I used to watch. And the older people that I used to hang out with, they used to smoke cigars. So I thought it was something cool. I really didn't understand too much about it. I was just influenced by them, you know what I'm saying? So I just started doing it. Well, I carried on smoking here and there. You know, every time I was in my travels, and I would find a cigar spot. I started collecting cigars, smoking here and there, and I got really serious into it. I want to say in my early 40s, it's one of the things that I enjoy doing, which is part of the reasons I wanted to start this channel with y'all, because I know there's a lot of people who smoke cigars and they don't really know too much about them. I mean, when I started, I really didn't know too much about them. I know a little bit. I'm no expert, you know what I'm saying? I just want to bring a space to where we can talk about them and really concentrate on cigars, some good drink, and have a good conversation. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people, like I used to think that you had to have a lot of money to smoke cigars, and I used to think cigars were expensive, but you can get cigars from $9 all the way to $800 to the most expensive cigars. So it's something that everybody could do if you want to get into it. I mean, it's a taste thing for me. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I think it's a way to cool out, relax, and gather your thoughts. And I met a lot of interesting people across the world, and visiting different cigar lounges and all that. So as y'all can see, I got some whiskey with me. When I started getting into cigars, I started pairing them up with whiskey because, like I said, that's what most of the people were doing. And I thought that's what, you should do strictly with the whiskey. But as I graduated and as I went on, I later on discovered that you can have some whiskey, cognac, you can have beer with it, you can have some wine, you can have some rum. So it really depends. You can even have some coffee with your cigar. So you don't really got to be an alcoholic beverage that go with it. So anyway, when I started smoking cigars, the Julieta brand is what I was introduced to. This is what I want to talk about y'all today as a beginner's guide to really smoking and getting into cigars. The Julieta brand is a very affordable cigar. I got the 1875 and it's made in the Dominican Republic. I know it says Nicaragua, made in Nicaragua. This is where you get the more expensive brands, and you can pick up a box of 8 or 16 for about $200. It's not super expensive, and it's a good quality cigar, especially to begin with. I got another one here, which is not open. So as you can see, they come in different shapes and sizes. You got the thicker ones, you got, the light brown one, you got the darker ones, you got the smaller ones and the thick ones. So this is the Romeo y Julieta 1875, and it's smooth. Medium brown paper there for a polished look. I like the orange and white detail there. It gives it a cool Cuban heritage feel to it, which is pretty cool. When you're holding it, when you're smoking it like that, it give you that look. And I just think that Nicaragua there, in gold and the whole labeling, it just gives it a different profile to the regular 1875 cigar. So this is definitely one of my favorite cigars. It's a slow burner if you like that kind of thing, because sometimes when you're having a good conversation, you just want to light it up and it's slow. It's something that's going to take you a couple of hours, depending on your pace and how you be feeling. So it's definitely a good cigar. It's not too strong. You don't smell too strong. This is called a Toro size cigar, which gives it a real slow burn. So, it's pretty dope. Okay, so let's get down to business, right? So I'm gonna show you how to light up the cigar and just the fundamentals. This is the first episode, so we're not gonna get too deep into all of that. That's gonna be on a different episode. But basically, this is the foot of the cigar, right? This is where it's all sealed and stuff. And some cigars will have a little pigtail on there. So you want to get your snippers, your cutters. Basically, you can pick them up at any cigar supplier that you have. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and snap this part right here, but you don't want to cut it like, you don't want to make a big, you don't want to chop it up too much. That's pretty much how you can spot a rookie right there, because that's what I used to do. I just used to go to the cigar spot and just snip it and take like a huge chunk off of the cigar. You don't want to do that. You just want to make a hole that is big enough pretty much to get the smoke clean through. And see that? Just that. It's pretty much a clean cut. I don't know if you can see it there. Right. And then what you want to do, you want to get your torch. You don't want a regular lighter for this one. You want to get your butane torch. And what you want to do is you want to toast the foot of the cigar first, just like that, and toast it first. So the reason why you want to do that first is you want to make sure that everything is intact, your tobacco is intact, and again, that it don't unroll. So that's what you want to do. You want to toast it up first, and then when it's all toasted up on the foot, you can go ahead and evenly so that it burns evenly. That's one of the reasons you want to toast it up like that. You can even put it to your mouth. And just get that smooth burn in there like that. Woo! Woo! Now feel good. Now feel good. And one of the reasons I started this channel is, I'm over 40, you know what I'm saying? And this is really how I like to hang out. You do not swallow the smoke, all right? Just like that. This one right here, it has a spicy taste. It tastes like cocoa and roasted nuts. The strong hint of cedar and toasted wood is amazing, especially in your mouth, man. It's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. I guarantee you. This is the way to go right here, especially for beginners. I mean, it's the one. Today, I am pairing my cigar with some Jim Beam, some bourbon. And the reason I like to smoke it and pair it up with some bourbon is because the flavors really complement each other, It really goes together, especially on the palate. And one of the reasons really why I like to pair my cigar with the bourbon is because the bourbon is naturally sweeter, right? Because of the corn and the charred oak. It gives it that sweet taste that really complements your Julieta cigar. So that's one of the reasons why I rock with it like that. You dig? For me, the sweetness really balances the dry, earthy feel and taste of the tobacco, so it just gives it a cool little balance right there. Ooh. Mm. One of the ways you can spot a rookie as well is they be coughing because they swallowing the smoke. So you don't want to do that. You want to get it right from the start. And that's why we're here, baby, just to make sure that y'all are good with it. I mean, for me, that's a cool little get down for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm at that age where I don't enjoy going to the bars and clubs and all of that. I enjoy doing this. Good company, having conversations. You know what I'm saying? You could be with your lady. You could be with your boys. You could be talking business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not that expensive. And notice. I said Jim Beam. It's not that expensive. Cigars not that expensive. It's a feel to it, baby. I mean, you can go expensive if you want to. You can go for the Glen. You can go for the Louis the 13th and all of that high end stuff. If you can't afford it, it's still cool. But you can do the Buffalo Trace. I mean, you can do You know, you can do the Jack Daniels. You can do the famous grouse if you want to, Foresters, you know what I'm saying? You can do the Maker's Mark, all of that, you know. You can get down however you want to get down. It's up to you. We grown. When you take a sip, you cleanse the palate between draws. It really brings out the aromas of the cigar. It's a good combination. What can I say? This is I want to say this is I give it a 6.5, even 7 out of 10. Look, you gotta understand, a good bourbon does not overpower the cigar. It unlocks it. Okay, that's where we're gonna leave it for tonight. Remember, light your cigar slow, sip something worth remembering, and let the rest of the world wait a little longer. Until next time, y'all, this is Cigar and Sips.